and welcome back to War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. It is September 13, 1943. Hopefully it's not a Friday the 13th, but anyway. Got some action here in the, near Singapore, I guess. I'm not sure if we spotted something and just couldn't get off on one of these cargo ships, but there's at least 5 here. Okay, moving on. Still nothing, just we found a tanker. Couldn't get into it. That's unfortunate. Still dealing with duds. I'm trying to remember, it seems like through until October. The duds will still occur, but it should be a very low chance. Looking for some potential epic carrier action down here by New Guinea, but I don't know if we will. Not sure where he's gonna go. He disappeared, although that's why you have air search to see where he is. We got through his sub, so that's good. But he certainly spotted us down there by Sarong. And he disappeared from us. Our view, he disappeared. Alright, I decided to stay here one more day. No, that's right. I did decide to stay here one more day. Brought in 2 more squadrons and pulled out the damaged ones. So we're gonna be stubborn, hang in there. And then Molt Mine looked like it needed some more damage, but it's thunderstorms today. It's fine. Doing some nice damage with our flag, but Xi'an is in bad shape. I can't get fighters there like I can in Changsha. Okay, taking casualties there on the ground. Yeah, some of these areas he's bombing I just don't have an answer for right now. Not doing hardly anything here. Probably whatever damage I'm doing is repairable in 1 turn. Well, these Vengeance 1s are doing fairly good. Well, that's unfortunate. I was kind of looking forward to some nice carrier action there in the Southwest Pacific. Taking Kates and Mel's. Dropping bombs at 15,000 feet. Vengeances. But we're doing good damage. It's hard to turn them off when they're just doing so well for me. Um, ooh, around Iwo Jima. Wonder if he's bringing supplies or returning. Who knows? Let's see. Yep, sinks. All right. Just some bombardments here. Okay, well, that wraps that up. Okay. See what our reinforcements are. And we'll probably just jump right into September 14. There wasn't really much happened, but I'll insert something here in a if there is something to talk about. Wow, there's a lot of stuff came in today. And we're back here on September 14, 1943. Let's see if we can get some action. I moved the carriers up toward Babel, like in this vicinity roughly, to see if we can either engage what's sitting there, which is carriers, or the ships that are hanging out at um, okay, at Babel Dow, but I'm sorry, I'm distracted by this attack here. It looks like we're attacking on the surface. He has no escort, but torpedoes galore. We're gonna run out of torpedoes here probably. But in the meantime, we can sink a cargo ship. We'll take it. I'll take one cargo ship per sortie, per mission, or whatever the forget the word. Yeah, drawing a blank. Sorry, but yeah. So if I burn through the all my ammunition, but sank a cargo ship, every time our subs went out, I would be okay with that. If I can get more subs per per mission or per sortie or uh, again the word eludes me, I'd be I mean that's even better. Wow, I did not expect that. Yo. Oh. Oh man. Ho ho ho. What does this mean? Four torpedo. It's on fire, heavy damage. Oh. Can we sink it by air? I've got carriers coming into this area. Oh man, I did not expect that. I was trying to get subs into this area. Oh. I'm I'm speechless because I don't think I've hit anything this critical with a sub, at least not more than like maybe two torpedoes max. 6 launched, 4 hit on fire heavy damage. I don't even know what to do now, but I guess we'll continue. That's crazy. And then we slink away unscathed. Oh, man. Well, we have to move on, but I do not hear it sinking, which is unfortunate. But that might mean that, I don't know, we'll see what it means. In the meantime, he's of course trying to sink the Polak. He's not happy with that. But we are in position to do a carrier raid on him, and he could do a carrier raid on us. So let us find out how we do. We're losing some aircraft big time. We're gonna have to get out of here. Oh, and our ASW air units are hitting things. Oh, it's gonna be a crazy day. I just hope the epic damage on the Kaga means, oops, sorry about that, guys. The extra damage on the Kaga might mean, oh, he's got the first strike. The epic damage on the Kaga might mean he's missing some of his air units. Let's hope he doesn't get past this cap. And then if he does, you know, our flak can finish him. Now you saw this, we have over 300 fighters, and they're at various altitudes, so we'll see how we do, but this could be very interesting. But like I said, he's got first strike, and then we'll see if we can counter and do something to him. I'm going to let this play out just a little bit, see if we can shoot down some of these zeros. He's got more advanced level of zeros. Here's the thing, I think the Zero is a naval fighter, but I'm not sure why some of these are colored green. Is that something that the naval air, and it looks green, maybe it's gray, I just don't know. It's hard to tell with this computer images. But I'm not going to spend all day looking at just our cap against his escorts and then the guys in the back. Let's go through this and see. I really need to wipe these guys out because I don't need to lose a bunch of I don't really need to lose my ships, but let's push on and see how it goes. Oh wow, wow, we devastated his air. And the flak is really overpowered. Come on, S6, hang in there, hang in there. A few more waves. Come on, come on. Hang in there. Oh. 328 fighters. We wiped out just about anyway. Everything that came in. There may be follow-up stuff. No losses? Seriously? That can't be right. Anyway, my opponent did not tell me he's giving up, so we'll see. Maybe we do just as bad attacking him. Yeah, 291. This is going to be just none of them make it. But no matter what happens here, even if we don't sink any carriers, I'm not going to worry about. I feel like I have literally free reign for the moment. Surely he has backup carrier planes. Carrier pilots might be a different story. I don't know what his status is on aircraft and pilots, but I'll be certainly not going to worry about Sarong and moving up to some of these other islands as long as we have escort carriers or a long-range cap in the vicinity. Okay, I don't have very many escorts. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna skip through this. I may lose a bunch of aircraft too. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have enough range to get to these carriers if I so choose. So let's knock this out here. We may lose a lot of aircraft. Yep, we lost a ton. Are not doing very good. Okay, so basically they're going to be wiped out on the return trip. This time I lost everything that went in. But we did sink a couple of ships, it looks like. Well, one for sure. These two transports look like they may or may not be in bad shape. Yeah, we're pulling back a bunch of bombers, and they're all unescorted, so he's going to wipe that out. Looks like we're both going to lose quite a large number of aircraft. I did not have, obviously, I did not have enough fighters escorting, but I really wanted to make sure my carriers were protected, and it looks like his probably are as well. Although maybe they're all long-range capping over there, babbled out. So what I would love is if our bombers would choose his carriers instead then. Take advantage that the escorts are all there at babbled out. So we didn't bomb in the morning because of weather. He did though. Perhaps weather affects, you know, takeoff, not just your destination. He bombed in the morning, we're bombing in the afternoon. Well, the epic carrier battle that I was hoping for did not happen. Well, I mean, our bombing of his carrier did not happen. Alright, this should fold here. Let's finish it off. It looks like he pulled some of it out with air units because it wasn't a full unit there. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about this turn for sure. Wow, we're getting quite a lot of stuff here. Destroyer escorts, at least. A lot of subs, too. Nice. Put the strangle on Japan. I was not prepared for all this stuff. I haven't been tracking it lately. Okay, I'm going to cut to the chase here. Pardon me. And look at this for a second. So you can see here, let me move the map down so you can see the whole picture. You can see that Carrier Division 4 lost a lot of aircraft as well as 2. That's the ones that went in relatively unescorted. 1 and 3 look pretty strong still. I'm tempted to stay in the area and see if we can finish off, maybe even sail up a little bit. Try to finish off whatever's here and whatever's here. Now, I didn't see. Let's go. Let's look here for a second. Sorry, I'm just going to drop down really far here. Nope. Maybe. Yeah. I'm not seeing losses. So if he's here unloading, he already unloaded. So he may be ready to move on, unless he's picking up, in which case I'm not sure why he would um, why why he would have empty transports to pick up. So I may move. I don't know what he's gonna do. So I may put them to do naval attack, but otherwise a port strike here. Because then if he puts anything to port, his carrier has to be, I don't think it's sunk. And if I were him, I wouldn't retreat it. Got a couple subs in the area. No, I may have this one slide over to kind of catch him on his way back up north. Um, and this guy, I'll check to see. He's running low on fuel though. He's, let's see, 101. No, I don't know how to read that, but 92, 90, what's the number he's in? 94, 92. So if he's there, and 92, 96, 96. So next he's going here. I'm going to tell him to maybe change to like, maybe still go here. In fact, maybe head back to Manos, but on the way, kind of come over this way. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to best catch this carrier group. Now, obviously, he knows my sub is here. We still have 14 torpedoes. We'll keep on patrol there. I'll make sure. Are we going north or 92, 95? 89, 95. Nope. I'll tell him to come this way instead. Basically, I just want to make sure we maximize our chance to get this guy as he's leaving. So I'll have, he's probably going to go this way, is my guess. But he could try to come over here to Saipan. Maybe I've got I mean, he may not go over here. He knows we have a bunch of subs over here, and he may want to stay away from that. You can see here our sub patrol zones. Um, hmm. I'll think about. I have a lot to think about here. I do want to finish off the Kaga. I'm gonna sail up this way. Um, he has 52 fighters located here. I wonder if he took them off the Kaga. Although this is supposedly us discovering it now. You know what? I'm gonna do something that's probably crazy. I'm gonna send all these B-24s. Yeah, they're all D1s. So we're gonna do an airfield attack here. I literally thought of doing this last turn and then I didn't. So I'm sad because I think if we would have done this, we could have had a better result on our naval attack also because we would have swept the skies with our B-24s. Now these guys don't have a lot of experience. Um, I guess the best experience is going right into the fire, right? So I'll have to turn something off here. I'm not sure what. Let's look at the missions here. So naval, naval, naval. Maybe we can turn one of these naval attacks off for now, because he ain't coming in. Yeah, that'll work. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna try to drive up here a little bit. I am low on fuel with this task force here. We still have enough, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to drive up here. I think is that crazy? What has he got here? I don't know what he has here. He has air units. He could Betty me here, but maybe he won't because of my fighter cover. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it. Let's bite the bullet. I think that's oof. Um, yeah, that's not gonna be good. But I do have, or I think I have, a replenishment task force in the area. Um, I'll find one. Maybe I moved it. Frankly, I might have moved it. Um, I'll work it out. I do have an oiler here. That's bad. Replenishment, let's go. Oh yeah, it's a tiny one. Um, let's take a look here at all my task forces. Darwin, Tarawa. Tarawa might be the closest one, honestly. Closer than Darwin, probably. Let's just select this for now. We move about, let's say 6. This will take 9 days to get over there, and by then it'll probably be already back at Manus. So, um, Oh well, I'll figure something out. I'm not even convinced this is the play. I'll make sure that it's gonna work before I send the file. I'm gonna just check all the check all the boxes first. All right, here's where we look at the losses. I think he lost a lot more aircraft than we did, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so 93 to 164. So certainly he lost more aircraft than we did. But we lost 93 more than we should have just because, well, let's look at it here. Um, 77 Jills, 31 Judys, 31 Zeros, 29 Jills. A lot of these are all carrier aircraft. Now, this does not, because we shot down so many aircraft, it's just hard for me to discern if we sank a carrier. Hang on, 77 Jills. Let's take a look at something here. What was that? Was it down further? Sorry, I'm just wanting to make sure that I've got all the. I'm looking in the right spot. Okay, so he came in with, let's see, 65, B6N1, and 14. Yeah, it could be that. Okay, so these could be just from the air-to-air combat, not from the Kaga sinking. I just don't think we sank it. And we, of course, lost a ton of dive bombers. We have a lot of dive bombers. It's just that this was a weak raid that went in without enough escort. Now, chances are, maybe we'll just leave because chances are really high. See these fighters? He still has, I believe, because our recon or our I don't know. I think this is showing me that he has basically over 200 fighters, and I would have to turn down my and quite a bit of bombers still. So I would have to seriously turn down my cap to get enough fighters in to get my bombers to hit his carriers. And we're still getting close to risking our own carriers by not only carrier aircraft, but also potential Bettys or whatnot here. So I probably will, instead of doing that, I probably will stay here one more day. If we have a carrier versus carrier, if he slinks away, you know what? I will do one thing. I'm going to move 2 hexes. Because if the Kaga is still in the area and moves away, we'll be close enough to attack it. But otherwise, we'll just leave and hopefully this is too far. It's maybe not too far, but at least he'll have to fly extended range. And then we can hit whatever's still here, or if he tries to escape, maybe we have enough range to, that's range 9, so if he, say, gets to here, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be able to get, but he does have a lot of fighters here, though I do intend to, I could send some fighters to sweep, as well as um, our bombers will still hit this. Also, check this out. Yeah, the range is 12. I could sweep with these guys. I should have done that before. Why didn't I? Because I wasn't thinking straight. That's why. Um, we can go up to 31 because of our agreement here. So sweep, babble daub. Yeah, should be okay. Maybe that's all we need. We don't need Um, I'll let these guys rest. We don't need to use the carriers to sweep. Um, I don't think. We could still, I could send the light carrier fighter groups in to sweep and try that. But after this raid and mission, I'm probably going to go back and consider getting these upgrades because we can get quite a bit more flak here. As well as we need to re-equip our air units anyway. It's going to be a lot of work to get that back up. Okay, back to the numbers. So you already looked at, and you could have hit pause, by the way. I'm all over the place. Sorry about that, but it looks like we lost quite a bit of aircraft, including these ones land-based. And it's like I forget about all these aircraft that are lost on land base because we had such an epic carrier battle. Um, but let's look at pilots. I don't know his numbers, but they've got to be significant also. And but we lost a ton. I mean, it's going to be absurd to replace all that. Let's look at ship sunk last turn. Three cargo ships, one with a bomb from our carrier aircraft, and then two from sub torpedoes. Um, and then I was okay. So I would like to go ahead and do this now. Um, since this is a good time to do it, and probably I'll kind of wrap up here very soon after we look at this. So first, let me turn off all ships and let me look at carriers. So straight up carriers, only the Japanese have lost in this category. The Junyo and the Ryujo. Both are, worth a lot. This is considered a fleet carrier, but it's so small, especially compared to his fleet carriers and mine, that I don't really consider it a fleet carrier. So I have stated that I haven't sank any fleet carriers, and I still stand by that. Now, I guess technically this is, so I could you could say I'm wrong, but I like to consider this just basically a larger. I mean, look at it. It has five more air capacity than this light carrier. However, in the light carrier category, or sorry, escort carrier, he lost one, the Hosho, and we lost three. Um, yeah, in epic fashion. But I'm not too 20, and we lost 28. I'm not too sad about these. I mean, I don't want to lose any, but what I mean by too sad, I stand by what I was using them to do. I'm playing a little aggressive. So if we look at by Navy, let's sort it alphabetically here. So the British lost six battleships, all here in the. I'm gonna say no. These just four of the battleships. Well, I included the repulse when I said battleship. Six battleships. We lost four there in the Andaman Sea. Um, so very unfortunate, and certainly you can pick on me as much as you like about that. The Fuso, that's crazy. The Repulse has the same value as the Prince of Wales, and in fact, it has pretty good guns. But anyway, and the rest of these battleships aren't even as valuable. The Fuso, I think we sank. I mean, I guess. I'm sure we would have been told otherwise by now. But I thought we only hit it like with one torpedo, but maybe not. But yeah, this is supposedly sank. And then the Nevada, that sank at Pearl Harbor. Cruisers, there's a lot here. So just a lot. But you can see the Australian, we lost one Australian cruiser. several British, probably all there fighting tooth and nail. Not all, because a couple of them were elsewhere, but most of them they're fighting tooth and nail for the Andaman Sea. The Dutch, we lost some also in the Andaman Sea. In fact, all four of them. So it's like the Dutch were helping, and now looking at this, you see he lost the Kinugasa at Rabaul, as well as two others, three, four. So he's lost a few also in the fighting over the Andaman Sea. So it looks like we have had some success up there uh, against him, and even the British ships have fought back to some success. And then the Americans lost a few. It looks like these three cruisers were aggressively fighting for Luganville, and I lost all three of them in the same general vicinity. And then the Phoenix, of course, at Pearl Harbor. Destroyers, and of course, as we go, we're going to have more and more ships because it's just lighter and easier to sink. But it looks like we've all lost. I mean, I'll kind of go slow here, or I'll page down, I should say. And you can always pause and count these yourself or look at them. But I'm going to go ahead and go down here. And you can see the Japanese have lost a lot of destroyers, even in the Andaman Sea area, as I was pointing out earlier. And some more, Buna, and and then here some of these Andaman Sea areas. And then Kandari, let's see, yeah, Kumak, Tulagi, Ndeni. And then U.S. Navy, we've actually not lost very many destroyers, um, fortunately. And then we move on to the destroyer escorts. British lost one. As you can guess, these three in the vicinity of Burma. And then the Burden Hastings sank by a bomb near Ambon. Okay. APDs, he's lost several, most to bombs. We did sneak a torpedo into him, and then we lost one to a torpedo. This, I think, is an error. No, 53 centimeter, probably not. And then, but I don't know for certain. I'm not 100% sure if that's air laden or not. One of these might be. The 18-inch might be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We lost both of these to torpedoes, which is surprising because you would think you could maneuver around, away from a torpedo. Moving on. Now AP transports. Several Australian transports lost. Uh, Here again, Port Blair, but then we have other locations. Um, Now, the British lost several, Port Blair, and you can see the dates here. Um, and then several more, Kumak, Dutch here, fighting for New Caledonia. And then the Japanese have lost several. We're not seeing any in the raid we just did at Babel, but um, more Japanese IJN transports. We lost a couple of New Zealand transports, again, fighting in the South Pacific. And then U.S. Navy, um, a few. All right, carrying on. Cargo ships. Australian, a handful in various locations. British as well. And British, a lot of these are really just fighting hard in the Andaman Sea. Now, again, people can say I'm crazy for all the effort I've been putting into the Andaman Sea. Um, but you can see here, Commonwealth have lost some. Dutch, we've lost some Dutch. and even one French light cargo ship. But here's the Japanese Navy. See this bar? Look how far we've gone down, and we've looked at so many British and Dutch and Australian, but now there's going to be a lot of Japanese. Victoria Point, Mulmine. So we have sunk a lot of Japanese cargo ships in the Andaman Sea that I must forget about because I'm frustrated by how difficult he is fighting there. But I'm going to keep going. You can always pause and look at any of this in more detail, but you can see it's page after page after page after page of Japanese sinkings. So I'm going to kind of pick up the pace because there's a lot here. Um, yeah, I'm not even looking at the details right now because it's just a crazy amount of cargo ships. Now, and you can see um, it tends to be torpedoes. I mean, obviously, the vast number of cargo ships are sunk by our um, submarines. And some of them Dutch, and most of them American. Um, and some of them these guns. Now, this could be a cruiser or something, but because I don't know if we have any 6-inch sub guns, but this one is a 3-inch gun, maybe a sub on the surface. And then he lost at Kwajalein a couple of cargo ships that he was building, and when we captured Kwajalein. Now the Philippines lost a bunch because I was being very aggressive, trying to move supplies and resources around in the Philippine Islands. So you can see, you saw how far this bar was up here somewhere when I started. So the vast majority of cargo ships has indeed been Japanese. Now you can see we've lost some high quality and high value things like the this aircraft cargo ship, cargo basically transport, we'll say air transport ship. Anyway, but there you have it. That's the cargo ships. Let's go to the oilers. 3 Dutch, 3 Japanese, and 1 American. Okay, and tankers. This is going to be similar to the cargo ships. So we've lost 5 here, Dutch and Commonwealth, but then you could see Japanese there, there, and here's some high value tankers. And there, and now we're starting to get the US and there's only 4. So he's lost several. That's probably why we're seeing a lot of cargo ships moving oil or fuel. Subs is going to be also similar. We've lost 4, 2 British, 2 Dutch, and then he lost, look at all those IJ Navy subs. And then we're down here, we lost 5 US Navy subs. Auxiliary, yeah, just various different types of ships. Again, the Dutch are going to have the most, are going to take the brunt of that because I was trying to have forward bases, and so he came in and smashed us in those forward bases. Um, so we did lose the high value Chitral recently, in fact, in the Andaman Sea. He has lost several auxiliary as well. You can see here. And then we lost the Cornwallis recently, yeah. And then some American ships as well in the Pacific. Well, some of these are actually, this I think is in the Dutch East Indies somewhere. I'm trying to remember where. Maybe like oh yeah, right here, Madjana. And then Lihu, Lihu, something like that. Lihue. Trying to remember how someone told me that's pronounced, but that was over there by Pearl Harbor. Anyway, and then so moving on, here's some mine ships. We lost a bunch of these because we're using them as some kind of escort ship with their small ASW rating, 4 sometimes, or most times. And but they're being targeted heavily by these subs and just taking a torpedo to the teeth and sinking, or like being obliterated. But as people had commented, they're keeping our cargo ships from taking it. So, and then this guy, doing trying his best to do different things. Um, so you can see here a lot of Dutch because we had them in different positions to kind of uh, keep an eye out for like picket ships type of thing. But anyway, they weren't around very long, but they're also not worth a lot. The Japanese lost a couple of mine no mine layers, cruiser mine layers, destroyer minesweepers, and some mine tenders in different places. Um, and then, of course, we've lost our own share of the U.S. has lost their own share of um, Minecraft. That's funny. Patrol, small warships, the like. Look at all these British. Now, a lot of these are they were like patrolling Rangoon and you know getting destroyed there. Some by like basically surface action. These are corvettes that were sank in the line of duty. It doesn't look like their ASW was particularly amazing, and some of them by a torpedo. And some more small craft here. Some destroyed while building at Singapore. Yeah, you can see all these British, Canada. We lost 3 corvettes, Canadian corvettes, and then some small Commonwealth vessels, small Dutch vessels, and even the Commander Duboc. Now, that's unfortunate because French just don't have very many things, and so it's kind of cool to have them in the action as well. Um, so these, yeah, anyway. All right, then we have the IJ Navy. You can see them here. Just curious about that. Okay. So jumped, but let's go back down. You can see all these IJ Navy patrol craft. Um, and then Indian, Philippines. I'm just going to scroll the rest of the way down. And then U.S. Navy here. Okay. Pearl Harbor, etc. These were sunk by torpedo, so even though they were these patrol craft, but they did their job chasing subs around, keeping them away from our more precious cargo. And then landing ship, well, LSTs, landing ship tank, yeah, that's what that says. We did lose recently this British one, and then we've lost a couple of American ones. This unknown, I can't remember what that was, if it was like a collision or something. But it was also, these two were some time ago. And then LCI, we lost 4 LCIs, all worth 1 point here in these 2 different locations. Um, yeah, I think it was here at Kandari. No, what's that? Botan. It seems like, I don't know. It seems like it was, we were coming in, oops, we were coming in here. We took some damage, and on the way back, yeah, maybe, anyway.
On the way back, it seems like we lost a couple, but maybe I'm thinking of the something else. What is Boatin? I'm wasting time here because I need to wrap it up, but now I've got to look this up. Yeah, here. So I was trying to get away, but on the way away from Kendari, they sank. Okay, last thing. We do have, you could see this small task force is, or the small grouping of vessels is coming to Sorong. So they're probably they're 13 away. That'll take at least 2 days. We've got a task force here. Supposedly we hit this with aircraft, but I doubt it. We're still patrolling. I'm gonna start heading. Um, I think we're far enough away to at least move somewhat closer to Sarong. This will take 5, so this will take 1 day. So actually, I'll stay put. It's only going to take 1 day. We're just going to stay put, and we'll go here and unload. Uh, Next turn, we'll see how much closer this is. If it's 6 away, we'll know that it's 1 turn. If it's 7 away, I think I'm going to assume it's still 2 turns. Um, all right, well, I think that's it. I'm not going to really spend much time anywhere else because it's pretty much same old, same old. Um, and for now, I spent already a lot of time on this video, and I'm really hoping we can at least have one sunk carrier here. If I can get that Kaga and no other carrier, I'll consider it a win. I'll move a little bit closer. I'm content with that. And then we'll go all the way. I'll probably stop for fuel, maybe at Manus, and then we'll go all the way back here probably for some deep repairs and who knows what else. But yeah, I'm concerned about the fuel situation, but we'll see how what we can do about that. But anyway, I don't think you can flip this to yeah. Anyway, you have to have the oiler. All right. Well, again, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time when we talk about September 15. Hope it's a good one. Take care, everyone. Bye.